So, and here we discuss blockchain tech, the opportunities and possibilities for the future. It's great to have the opportunity to be live with you again. It's been a hectic past week, especially in the blockchain world. And today we're going to be looking at some supply chain use cases with Victor Anih. Before we begin, I would like to encourage you to take a glance at this QR code right here. Don't just take a glance. Maybe bring out your phone, scan it, scan the QR code, and get redirected to adcreative.ai. Why? Because, well, the ad you're looking at right there was actually generated by artificial intelligence. And our technology has always been one to take over the world, and it has taken over the branding space as well. Marketing, social media posts, and all that can be created right there by adcreative.ai. And I've been using it. I've been using this particular platform to make my posts and online advertising for different brands a lot more succinct and do it with ease. Yeah, so I've given you the chance to scan the QR code. Hopefully, it'll be advantageous to you and your brand. At this point, we're going to start the conversation, and it's going to be an interesting one. We have new technologies presenting promising opportunities for improvement across supply chain. Now, using blockchain in supply chain has the potential to improve it when it comes to transparency and traceability, as well as reduce administrative costs. Now, blockchain supply chain can help participants record price, date, location, quality, certification, and other relevant information. Now, this is to more effectively manage supply chain. And more recently, technological advancements and rapid manufacturing growth are having considerable impact on the global supply chain. For example, I mentioned AI earlier. AI is taking over quality control, is taking over the Internet of Things. Drones are monitoring manufacturing and maintenance. More than 1.9 million robots are already deployed in manufacturing and warehousing all over the world. Now, historically speaking, innovation has always disrupted supply chains in various ways. Now, in the 80s, it was the introduction of the personal computer or the PC, and that led to dramatic shifts in supply chain management. Organizations increasingly adopted PCs for word processing, daily operations, and accounting, while map based interfaces and flexible spreadsheets allowed for more efficient logistics and supply chain planning. Today, companies need to be a lot more agile, they need to be flexible, they need to be responsive in order to survive. And that those that drive this continuous innovation throughout their businesses and supply chains are the ones that differentiate themselves in a highly competitive market like what we have today. Now, the question is, does blockchain technology really apply to the supply chain world? Can it solve your supply chain problems? Can increase your profitability? These are some of the questions we would like to ask today. And to help answer some of these questions, we have a really interesting individual joining us. And it's a pleasure having him here today, Mr. Victor Anih. He is a clinical pharmacist, public health advocate, tech entrepreneur, blockchain educator, and social innovator. He's also the co founder of Nurika. It's great to have you here, Mr. Victor Anih. Welcome.
Hi, hi, TT. Thank you very much for the invite. Uh, it's such a pleasure to be here with you uh, today on this podcast. Yeah, funny enough, I was opportune to join the last one that you had with my co-founder, Dr. Tale, and it was really, really insightful. Yeah, so when the call came in for me to be your guest this time around, I had to jump on it, on the opportunity. Yeah. So thank you very much for inviting me. Such a pleasure being here.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know you have a really busy schedule as well. Now, I can see Nurika on your shirt. I can see the green and yellow logo there. And you mentioned Dr. Tale earlier on. But the topic today is supply chain use cases. So it seems like, of course, you are using blockchain in your company to help make things smoother. Can you give us a little background into how this is?
Okay. So the blockchain technology, as we know it today, has a lot of applications which already we are exploring in different quarters. The first application that was built on the blockchain, as we probably already know, is the Bitcoin blockchain, right? And the Bitcoin is a financial, uh, a digital asset as we know it. But aside in the financial sector, there are a truckload of other applications of the blockchain. For instance, in healthcare and supply chain management, which is the topic we're considering today, in engineering, in agriculture, and so on and so forth. In healthcare, I don't know if I've already mentioned that. So, in the case of the application of blockchain technology in healthcare, this is where Nurika come in. We are exploring the different use cases of the blockchain in healthcare. The first major one being in the management of healthcare data or digital uh, or medical data management. And also, a very interesting another very interesting aspect of the application of blockchain technology in uh, in the healthcare ecosystem is in the aspect of fitness, right? Physical fitness and uh, public health information, which is where Nurika comes in. So basically, what we're doing uh, at Nurika, first off, after the COVID 19 after the COVID 19 lockdown, a lot of persons, started working remotely, and myself, I take myself as a case study. I presently work remotely, you know, and a host of other youngsters. As a fact, from our research, about 42% of the working population in Africa currently work remotely. That means they work from home. And as a result of this, we found out that uh, as people transition to this digital nomadism, we'll call it digital nomadism, digital nomads, people that work from home, as they transition to becoming digital nomads, there is a proportional increase in lifestyle diseases, right? Sometime in 2020, one of my uncles happened to be one of the persons that were affected by the COVID 19 lockdown, and he was laid off. And as a result, he started working from home, and being an introvert, someone that loves staying on his own, staying back in the house. He seldomly go out, just like I do today. I seldomly go out. So one of the days, he decided to step outside the house to pick some groceries, and on his way to his car, he slumped and died. What was the problem? He had a heart attack. So I started tracing, this. So probably this could be as a result of the fact that he seldomly, engage in any form of physical activity. So I started to think of ways, by which I can prevent these occurrences because already people work from home as it is. As a matter of fact, it has become a norm right now. I've fallen in love, with working from home. So, in order to help others to prevent this from happening, going forward, I started to think of ways to prevent such occurrences, and that is how Nurika came about. So basically, what we're doing at Nurika, we're building a product, Nurika AI, which is a free lifestyle application that's going to help our users to is going to reward our users for engaging in physical activities that involve movement, such as walking, running, jogging, etc. Why? Because we believe that when people become more physically active, they're more likely, to take care of their health in other areas too. Although, although we have, some other features on the app, but the main thing that we are promoting basically is active lifestyle. We believe that even if you're working from home, you can still maintain, an active lifestyle. So that is, in a nutshell, what Nurika is all about. And then we are, doing this using blockchain technology, which has tokenization, to it. So in other words, we are rewarding people, for them to continue to remain active. I don't want what happened to my uncle to happen, to other persons. I believe in
Okay.
preventive healthcare, right?
So I have to ask, for the layman that's just hearing about something like this for the first time, you need to
Yeah.
sort of break down what you mean by tokenization and how healthcare has been applied, or how AI has been applied to your healthcare centric platform. What exactly do I get when I visit the website? And how exactly, in terms of use cases, has this made this different from any other site?
Okay, so thank you very much for that question. It's a very, very interesting one. First of all, how we're going to apply AI, and what we do. First off, we're harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, to help us uh, provide personalized services, because healthcare, has to do with personalization. What works for Mr. A might not work for Mr. B. So, having this at the back of our mind, that is why we introduce artificial intelligence to it. So, as a user of the Nurika, product, the our artificial intelligence program is going to take into consideration factors such as your age, your occupation, and so many other parameters. You know, and then provide for you personalized services. And now, talking about tokenization, right? A lot of us already know about cryptocurrency. When you hear about cryptocurrency, perhaps the first thing that comes to our mind is Bitcoin. In fact, when we hear about blockchain, the first thing that comes to our mind is Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, right? So basically, what Nurika is doing is Nurika is, you know, uh, is rewarding. Okay, to use a more clearer term, Nurika is paying, people for engaging in active lifestyle. So basically, what's the app now? Nurika is app mobile app based. It's not web based. So once our product is live, you need to download the Nurika app either from Play Store or App Store, right? So what Nurika does is it's like your accountability partner. It helps you to keep track of your physical activities, and at the end of the day, these physical activities in form of steps. So at the end of the day, these steps are converted to money, converted to cryptocurrency, the Nurika token, which you can decide to withdraw, spend, can decide to stake, can decide to donate to charity, or do whatever you want to do with it. So basically, Nurika is paying people in cryptocurrency to remain physically
Wow.
active. So that's basically what we're doing.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so that's the USP right there. But
Yes, that
I want to talk about this aspect of decentralizing all this information.
yeah,
Why is this of benefit to people? Um, it does feel like there's a catch somewhere. Is there a catch? Why
yeah.
decentralize?
Okay. Yes. We live in an era uh of data, basically data, and healthcare data is an aspect of data that is very, very, very important. So we're bringing decentralization to data management, and we're making it in such a way that your data is you're the only one that have access to this data. Already, already, the existing medical records or health records that we have in existence, right? They are controlled by a centralized body, right? But ideally, your data is yours and it's supposed to be under your control. So also, Nurika is bringing decentralization to this data management in such a way that each of our users would have, you know, control over their data and not left at the mercy of, a third party. So that's pretty much about it.
So I have to say, this issue of not being left at the mercy of. You left that empty there. You didn't say who we're at the mercy of, and I'm
Yeah,
making
I say
reference
at the
to
mercy of a
a
third
third
party,
party.
or a central,
Mm.
body
And this
of
is what we
people.
make reference to. Sorry about this.
Yeah.
Make reference to financial institutions that have, sadly, in the past, not been as reliable as they could have been when managing our funds. Just recently, in fact, in some areas in Nigeria, a lot of people didn't have access to their funds of recent. Now, for the layman who's just probably watching and hearing about something like this for the first time, what would you advise they do taking a step towards decentralizing?
Okay. So we understand that not everybody is used to advanced technology, and that is why we're bringing it down to the layman. As long as you can make use of uh, maybe an Android phone, a smartphone, as long as you can interact with a smartphone, then Nurika is for you, right? So Nurika has made it in so and then again we're building a community. We believe in the power of community, right? We're building a community, so that means that our users are not alone in this. They are going to be growing together with an active community where they can engage in healthy competitions with themselves, with their family, with their friends, and then you know I, personally, sometimes they go. There've been times where I I want to be physically fit. I want my muscles to come out, and I go and register in a gym, and then I discover that maybe after a week or two, the motivation has died down, and I can no longer continue. Now, this is what Norika is bringing to the table. We are telling you that physical exercise or physical fitness doesn't have to be complicated. Simple things as walking could give you the same health benefit that you need for you to be healthy. So Nurika is carrying everybody along in this, and we're going to be providing a lot of education to the people. uh, when some persons hear about Web3, it gets scary. These Web3 terminologies, blockchain, tokenization, cryptocurrency, and what's not. It gets, they could get scared of as a result of it. But we are going to simplify everything. We're going to carry everybody in our community along, and we are going to provide the requisite education to carry everybody along, break everything down. Already, we have a community on WhatsApp because we understand that maybe Telegram and Discord are a bit complex for some persons, right? So we're already building a community on WhatsApp where we share, health information that has to do with physical fitness and a whole lot more diet and so many other things, right? And yeah, anybody is welcome to join the community and grow together with us.
Okay, so I'm looking at the fact that you have a white paper here,
Yes,
which
that's right.
basically gives an overview of everything you have planned. But what is so with a white paper, I see it as a roadmap. In the next, what, 3 to 5 years, where do you see Nurika taking people?
Okay, in the next 3 to 5 years, by then, so many of our products would have been live, so many features in our product would have been live. So in the next 3 to 5 years, we see Nurika uh, with a community of people who are ready to live their best life, who are intentional with their health, are very, very, very intentional. People who don't joke with their health, with America, with a large community, spanning across different countries, not just in Africa, but in Europe, in America, and Asia, and throughout the rest of the world. So this is what we are doing in earnest. We're building a community of people who are very intentional, people who prioritize their health while exploring all the good things that blockchain technology has brought to us. So, in essence, we're not just giving it's a win-win. What we're doing is a win-win. We're not just giving you opportunity for you to be healthy, for you to lead a healthy life. We are also giving you opportunity for you to earn money, for you to earn digital currencies, earn money. So that's basically what we're doing. So we are on a mission to we're on a mission, to help people live healthier, happier life, one step at a time, while at the same time, paying them why they do that.
I actually love the concept. I love the idea. Why? Because a lot of the time I've had conversations with people when I say, okay, so why don't you go to the gym? Why don't you, go get a workout or anything like that? They say, workout won't pay my bills now. Is it six pack that's going to pay my bills? I've heard that so many times. And I was just thinking, if you could, in the end, get paid not just in health, but actual tangible tokens of, in quote, wealth. Of course, health is wealth, would actually be health equals wealth, even more so now
Yeah,
with your idea. Now, I have to say a big
absolutely.
thank you to you for sharing this information with us. But let's look a little bit into the future of supply chain. Where do you think blockchain is going to take us to in terms of the procedures that can help this world? We're already data driven as a world, but let's talk about some other enterprises that you believe blockchain could help in terms of supply chain.
Okay, so in supply chain management, right? Blockchain technology has a lot of potential use cases, which you already mentioned, during the course of your introduction, right? And one of the key things that I love so much about the blockchain is its transparency, right? Its transparency. Okay. So already there are a lot of companies that are already, doing stuff. They're already, making research, already building products, already, having pilot tests on the possible application of the blockchain technology in supply chain management. Right. So I'm going to mention them in passing. As a matter of fact, there is also a company here in Nigeria that's doing something, and I'm really proud because we Africans, we are also, pushing the frontiers. We are also doing stuff. We're not just resting. Okay, so like I said before, one of the key attributes of the blockchain is its transparency. The fact that it's transparent, especially the permissionless blockchain. Actually, there are basically two forms of the blockchain. We have the permissionless blockchain and the permission blockchain. The most of the ones that we are conversant with, for instance, the Bitcoin blockchain, the Ethereum blockchain, and so many others, are the permissionless blockchain, which are hosted on the public domain. And one beautiful thing about the permissionless blockchain or the public blockchain, you know, is the fact that everything done on the permissionless blockchain, you know, is laid bare in the open. Is like I said, is hosted on the public, domain. So we could literally, see what is going on. For instance, you can, track transactions, that take place on the Bitcoin blockchain. Same thing with Ethereum blockchain. So these singular attributes of the blockchain is, one of the key use cases in supply chain management,
Mm,
transparency, right? So, and that brings us, to what I call the ability for the actors to trace product. There are different points in supply chain management from quantification, to product selection to uh, uh, and so many to distribution to inventory management, logistic management, information system. quality assurance, and so on and so forth. So if these things are done on the blockchain, that means you can trace, at each point in time that a product, passes through. So one of the key applications of the blockchain in the supply chain management is a product traceability. So
Mm.
blockchain can be used to track products from their origin to their final destination. So this means that can help to prevent fraud,
Mm.
reduce counterfeiting, and ensure that products are sourced ethically. For example, Walmart already uses blockchain technology to track the supply chain of its pork, from farm, to store, ensuring that
That's
they,
Walmart.
they yes,
Walmart. Oh,
Walmart in the United States, right? So they're able to track, the supply of the pork. Pork is basically pig meat, right? So
mm.
they're able to track it from the farm to the store, and thereby ensuring that they are sourced responsibly and safely. So, and that brings us to a very important application, which is in food safety. So, if you're able to track products from the source to the final destination, one thing that it does is that you are able to prevent fraud, you're able to reduce counterfeits. As a matter of fact, this is could also be applicable in the pharmaceutical sector, right? In the issues of drug counterfeits, fake drug issues, and all of that. But we're not going to go into details in that aspect because that's the supply. The word of supply chain is very, very massive. If we begin to talk about it today, we might not end this session. Then another aspect, very important aspect, application of the blockchain. Remember, I said I'm going to be citing examples of companies that are already doing stuff in this space, right? Is the aspect of transparency and accountability. Remember, I said earlier before that the permissionless blockchain is transparent, so that whatever is done on the blockchain can be tracked, can you can be verified, it can be authenticated, can be tracked, right? So, blockchain can provide a transparent and auditable record of transaction and movement within the supply chain. So, everything done on the blockchain is trackable. So, this can help to improve accountability and reduce the risk of errors or fraud. For example, right, the diamond industry is using blockchain technology to track the origin of diamond and ensure that they are ethically sourced and conflict free. All right, this together with the previous one I mentioned, product traceability, transparency, and accountability, they are intertwined together. All right. So another key aspect or another key use case of the blockchain technology in and supply chain management is in the form of payment or payment settlement. In the blockchain, that's what is called smart contracts. Smart contracts are basically computer programs, that automatically uh, trigger off when certain conditions are met. All right. So with the help of the smart contract, the middleman or the a third party, there is no need to trust a middleman or to trust a third party. So the smart contract takes care of the issue of trust. You don't need to trust anybody. All right. In the blockchain ecosystem, we say don't trust, verify.
Mm.
Do not
Mm.
trust, instead
And
verify.
that's been a source of conversation for many years, and I think an issue that has also caused delays in people's decisions regarding going into blockchain tech or even considering using blockchain technology as a basis for a brand new business. And I want us to wrap up with this issue of risk. Using blockchain now, you've mentioned the word trust. um, the issue of risk is a word that many people are just always trying to avoid discussing when starting their business. They don't want to talk about the risk aspect. Is it heavily reduced using blockchain, or is it basically still the same thing?
I would like to say that risks are greatly reduced, using the blockchain technology because of smart contracts. Right. In the blockchain ecosystem, in the blockchain ecosystem, nobody can nobody can take advantage of you without your permission. That's the truth of the matter. Whatever. For instance, when it comes to handling money, any money that you lose in the ecosystem is because you've granted permission to it. That is the beauty of smart contracts. So risk is reduced, but one of the things that the blockchain technology has brought is freedom, and with freedom comes responsibility. I don't know if you're still following. With freedom comes with
Yeah.
great responsibility, right? The blockchain technology, through the help of smart contract, gives you the power, to manage your finance, decentralized finance, to manage your finance. But then that means that a third party, such as the bank, is no longer responsible for your money. It's now in your hands. That means if you mismanage it, if you do what you're not supposed to do, for instance, if you send your money from the wrong address, you send your money from to a wrong address, you could literally lose the money, right? So that means you have
But
to.
that can't happen with your platform. That can't happen because it's about data,
Yeah,
right? It's
absolutely. Absolutely. That's
right.
true. Yes,
So,
that's correct.
so the data, the fitness data, is there any other thing we can use that data for? So I know that yes, you're getting
Absolutely.
paid. You're getting
Yes.
paid for keeping fit with Nurika. But what else can we use this data for? As a back
Okay.
end businessman, tell us your secrets. Tell us your
Okay, so yeah, that's a very valid question, very important question at that. Right. So the data that we generate, um, the fitness data, the health data that will be generated. Remember, first, it's going to be decentralized. That means it's going to be uh, uh, under the control or custody of our users. But secondly, uh, uh, Nurika is going to venture into health research. We're going to venture a lot into health research, machine learning, artificial intelligence application. So this data that we're going to generate is going to be very useful in data analytics, which would help us further in developing more products for our users. So the data, the fitness data that will be generated, is going to use further in research with the permission of our users. We're not going to do that, on our own. We're going to need a permission, for us to go ahead and use the data for health research, for academic research, and so on and so forth. So that's basically pretty much
All
about
right, then I'm looking through your site right now. I'm just looking through your site, and it's some really interesting stuff. I'm going to encourage everyone watching to see if they can, catch a glimpse of what's going on. You're launching in about 50 days, right? I saw 50
it.
days
Yeah,
on the site. 50
yeah,
days.
that's
And what exactly happens in 50 days?
okay.
What
So
happens?
yeah, presently, the Nurika product is under serious development. Our developers are working, day and night to deliver an amazing product to, our intending users. So I encourage everyone, you know, that are here with us or that are going to watch this later on to go ahead, visit the website, nurika.health, and join the wait list. You can click on join the wait list and then input your name and email address so that once we launch, you'll be among the first, set of people that are going to know about it, and then you
Okay.
get the benefits of first users. All right. So in about 50 days from now, the Nurika product is going to be available to the public. Right. So presently doing we're doing some testing on the back end. We're testing the app, making sure that everything, is in order. We're debugging and doing a whole lot of other stuff for the back end. But in about 50 days time, the product is going to be live and available to the public.
I have to say a big thank you to you, Victor Anih here, the co-founder of Nurika, joining us, talking about some interesting use cases for this issue of blockchain supply chain. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure, being here with you. By the way, I'm a big fan of yours. I love what you're doing, and
Thank you so much.
I must
Thank
say,
you.
keep it up, keep it up. It's
Thank you.
It's wonderful. More grace to your elbow, ma'am.
Amen to that. And I'm hoping I will get one of those hoodies, those Nurika hoodies. I like them. Just
Yeah,
send.
sure, sure. Yeah,
I love
sure,
it.
sure. Yeah, a lot of people are already requesting for it. So, once
You should
the hoodies,
have your own fitness line, fitness clothing
yes,
line. So
yes,
with your NRK tokens, right?
yes, yeah, that's
NRK
correct.
tokens, I can purchase my own fitness outfits. Am I
Yes.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
because of time, I didn't get to talk, much about, so many other stuff. For instance, we're going to have the Nurika Marketplace where you'll be able
Okay.
to purchase, health and wellness products, sports,
Wow.
uh, wares, at a discounted price. We're going to go into partnership with a lot of brands, so you'll be able to purchase products using the Nurika token, the NRK token,
Fantastic.
to purchase, access these things. And then later on in our roadmap, we're going to have the Nurika Sports brand, which is going to come live.
Beautiful.
Sports wears, gym wears, sneakers, and a whole lot of other stuff are going to be coming later on.
Loving
So
the plan.
yeah,
I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. Honestly, I am.
thank
Let me
you.
see. I can see you on Telegram here. Now, I scanned the QR code on your site and it
Oh,
took me
okay,
straight to Telegram.
okay,
There's a
yeah,
link tree and then to
yes,
Telegram.
that's
There's
correct.
a lot of
Yeah,
information there. Thank you so much once again for talking to us today.
thank you, man.
So, you heard it here first. There are platforms like this that are taking advantage of this amazing technology. Blockchain technology can be used for so many different things. Now, look at this site one more time. Look at this. This is Nurika. Nurika.health. It's a health community, and they are going to be rewarding people through the use of blockchain technology. They're going to be rewarding people for keeping fit. Just because there is something like blockchain technology, this is possible now. And they are planning to be able to help you use your steps, the same steps you've been counting on your fitness watch all these years that haven't given you any money in your pocket. Yeah. Apart from, yes, keeping you healthy, health, of course, is wealth, and that is the true wealth. You now have the opportunity to at least maybe earn a little more on the side. We are still scratching the surface when it comes to the wonders of blockchain technology and what is possible. And we would like to encourage you to stay tuned to this particular platform. Subscribe, like, click the bell, add, follow, whatever platform you're watching or listening to us from. Stick with us. We still have loads more to share when it comes to the amazing world of blockchain and the opportunities that lie within. Can't wait to do this again. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back online soon enough. Just watch this space. Thank you so much. Take care.